uprising is moving, and the power you misused will soon be your undoing. Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. Is moving, and the power you misused will soon be your undoing. Steel so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant.
Hello everyone, hit me up in the chat, let me know that I'm not speaking to myself. Literally 30 seconds before I'm going live. Hey Tony, like 30 seconds before going live, I got a message from Barry inside the network. And he just let me know of something that I can't believe I didn't check this. It's not a big deal. This is the cool thing about you know, we're all super early and we're all developing this idea together, and we're going to be talking about the NFT collection later. Hey Shirley, hey Netbroker. So I don't know if Barry's here, but he pointed me to something, and let me show you. And this is something that we can brainstorm today. So I'm assuming, let me just check my, yeah, that all works. Okay, so take a look at what Barry found on OpenSea, and I'll just leave it there. Hey Marcus, yeah, I'll leave it there, and you guys can tell me what you see. I'll just I'll just sit here quietly. Hey Fatima. Right, what can you see? And this was created in 2021. And look, not only is the collection called Decentralized Lions, but it's called the Founders. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? And Barry was like, I think Barry was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and I was like, holy shit. And I can't believe I didn't check, because I thought, like, for a start, decentralions.com, the domain is free. And I thought that if somebody had created that name before, then they would have taken the .com. So all this means is that we just got to come up with another cooler name. It's no big deal. But yeah, it's literally like I got this like 30 seconds before starting the stream. So we'll circle back. We'll come back to this, and we can start to, you know, we're not like, there's no pressure to come up with the name now, but also core to the name is the concept. The concept itself is really strong, because again, we're starting from the foundation of utility, and everything else surrounding that is just kind of the collectability, the fun side. And the cool thing about the name of Decentralions is it has baked into it the values, of decentralization. Clearly, this stream is called. Yeah, Tony says, well spotted, Barry. Charlie says Decentralions official. Oh yeah, so we'll just like shit all over them, like nah, Decentralions official. Because I mean, it's not big. Like they've got. If I go back, look, there's no floor price. There's no best offer. Like this, they're not being traded. Do you know what I mean? Like no, it's just somebody has just come along and created them. They're not being traded. They're not worth anything. I mean, they've got an Instagram, Decentralion. They've got a Telegram called Decentralions. Oh, so they've got Decentralion.com, and I searched for Decentralions. Jeff Jenner says, "What are they? They're just pictures. They're not for a project or anything. In fact, let's go to Decentralion.com and have a look. And I'm pretty sure it's just an art collection. So yeah, I searched for Decentralions.com. And unless it's loading, that's it. There's nothing here. Hey, Raphael. Yeah, look, there's nothing there. ArtStation. We're going to come back to that in a bit. This is where we might be. I think we'll find the artist who's going to create our the NFT art for us. So yeah, it's nothing. It's and these are, let's be honest, these are pretty shit. But it means that on OpenSea they've got collection and Decentralions, and so I would rather have something unique, so that imagine in the future, especially because he's called his founders. Imagine in the future Decentralions get really, really big. Well, someone could easily mistake. They can go to OpenSea collection Decentralions and they'll buy one of these shitty things, thinking, "Oh my god, the price is amazing." You know what I mean? So Marcus says better change the name, less hassle. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, we can brainstorm over the next few streams, and I'll brainstorm off stream. But we got to remember what's the most important thing in terms of the name. It's got this is like my opinion. Number one, it has to be unique. I mean, so it doesn't have to be something like crypto punks is a simple idea, just two things gone together. Then there's more kind of creative and random. The second largest sort of art one is Board Yacht Ape Club, which is like completely random, but there it is. So as long as it's something unique. And I liked the fact that it was lions, because that's obviously the King Silver community. Hey, Luke. But yeah, like originally, like Decentralions came from the first idea I had was to call it the Decentralists, right? Because this stream's like the Decentralist. I thought the NFTs, the perfect name would be the Decentralists, and there's all kinds of interesting things you can do there. But then I also just checked this. I also checked Decentralists, and there's another one as well. And these ones are doing better. There's a floor price of 2.25 ETH, 195 owners. But then look, total volume 0 ETH. They're not being traded, so the floor price. I think that that just means like what is someone has set them to be purchased for, but there's 0 trading volume. So again, they're just pieces of art. I say art. They're copies of CryptoPunks. They're just like literally copies of CryptoPunks. So it's a shame, because Decentralists is also like a really cool concept. But we'll think of something better. Jeff Jenner says could reach out to him. I think the easiest thing is just to come up with a new name. Aslan Raphael says, sorry, I'll go back. Raphael says, I love Aslan. Work with that if you're looking for a name change. That's interesting. Yeah, I was thinking that, because again, obviously you know where Aslan comes from. Aslan comes from C.S. Lewis, and you can see the it's all kind of themed, like mythologically themed, King Aslan, King Silver, Aslan, and the lion. That's the reason why that's our emblem, because the lion is the king of the jungle. Aslan is embodied with as a lion, and that's no accident, because of all of the values of virtue and the archetype of the king and order and returning order to a kingdom of chaos and all these different narrative things. Raphael says Aslan from Narnia still refers to lions. Yeah. So Aslan, that's interesting. If I search for Aslan, if anything comes up, it's just that it was a collection just called Aslan. Fine, but we wouldn't call it Aslan. We'd call it. That's interesting. Yeah, we can. Hey Robin, buenos noches. Luke says, all off topic, I seem to be struggling more and more getting money from bank into crypto. What is the best bank to use that's not against crypto? Or is there a way around it? Yeah, this is probably going to start happening more and more. I use Revolut, so I don't use like the traditional banks. So I don't have a lot of experience trying different banks and things, but we've got a community here, so help each other. Go on Luke, post that in the network, and I assume you're on the network, Luke. So go in the network, post it in just the Lions Lounge or somewhere, right? And see if everyone can just give some input. Marcus says Decentraslan. Well, I think it's got to be plural, because the collection is like crypto punks. Decentraslan. Yeah. I mean, do you remember when I was playing with the idea of calling the community the Lionosphere, because ionosphere, top level of atmosphere, looking down at the world, like Lionosphere, and I thought that sounded quite clever. But then I think it was Martin or someone who sort of pointed out, like, yeah, but when you read it, you don't go Lionosphere, you go Lion-O-sphere, And so there's you've got to be cautious of not just forcing, like jamming, like, because if I read Decentraslan, because people say Decentraland, Decentralist, Decentraslan, it's like, what? They're not going to say Decentraslan. So yeah, that's not a bit clunky in the mouth. Luke says, yep, pre-booked my NFT today. Oh, you mean the like the legit, the real, the proper Decentral Lions? Let's have a look. I think you did. Just looking at my inbox. Decentra Pandas. I'm not that biased in the panda group. Decentra Pandas. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I see you, Luke. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, welcome to the Founders Club. So there is going to be a Founders Club space inside the King Silver network, and I'll create that. Like, there's no rush, obviously, but I'll create that, and I'll invite you guys all to it. And so in total, we have 21 that have been sold, and there are 4 remaining. And yeah, so 4 remaining, and I'm sure they're gonna get snapped up. So I'm gonna send another email. The thing is, like, we've got approximately 275 students of the Wave Counting Immersion course, and so I've sent a bunch of emails out, like 2 emails out to that group. And when I check the email service, like, more than half aren't even opening the emails. So people get inundated with emails all the time. So there's a bunch of people in there who still don't know about the launch. But I tell you what, if there's anyone, like, this is like, because I want to get this wrapped up, so then I can just focus on module 21 of the course and just keep moving forward. So if by tomorrow's stream, and what day is it? It's Monday today. So by tomorrow's stream, by the time the stream starts, if there's still any left remaining, and there's any of you ballers out there that want to get more than one, then send me a DM now. Send me a DM today. Let me know. So then you can, if there's any left by this time tomorrow, you can just snap up whatever ones you want. Raphael says, Aslanists. Yeah, maybe. Let me get my my notepad. Actually, no. What I'll do is because I've got like a Notion. You guys use Notion for note keeping and stuff? So this is where I do all my note taking, and this is all just notes and ideas for the all of this is all just notes and ideas for the NFT. So what I'll do is I'll just give it a bit of space. I'll just sort of start again from down here. In fact, what I'll do is I'll create oops. Okay. What are you guys saying? Robin says, do we get to wear cloaks? What, in real life? I think you have to wear a cloak in real life. I think that's like a mandatory thing. Once you're in the Founders Club, yeah. Only if you carry a dagger. Okay, so what you're saying, Aslanis is one idea. We can do better than that, I think. Netbroker says, deaf lions. Oh, deaflians. Do you mean because it makes it sound like we're deaf though? DeFi lions is a off. It's sort of saying it exactly. Defiers is another idea I had before. Like because DeFi defiers, defiant. Hey Master J, good to see you. And by the way, if there's anyone watching who hasn't been here for the last few live streams, Master J says, how about keeping it simple and clear, King Silver Lions? That's an idea. King Silver Lion, yeah, but I mean, it's not very kind of unique. Aslan. But I mean, it says it on the tin. It's like pretty straightforward. So if there's anyone watching this who hasn't been watching these live streams, and you haven't got yourself a founder, and I mean, we're still going to call them like a founder NFT. So from henceforth, in this like middle zone before we come up with a new name, I'll refer to them as the founder NFTs, right? So if you haven't been watching these live streams, then there's still like 4 founder NFTs left. And if there's any left by tomorrow, because I'm going to send another 2 emails out tomorrow to the list of 275 Wave County immersion students. And if by this time tomorrow there's any left, then anyone who wants more than one, hit me up in the DMs. But if there's anyone who has been for some reason not showing up, this is the first time showing up, then go grab one while there's still time. So anyway, I don't want the whole stream to be us thinking of names. I just thought I'd just sort of throw it out to you guys because I just found out and I was like, man, what are the odds? Not only that it would there's a collection called Essential Irons, but it says in brackets founders, like, and it's not even a thing. It's not even like a founder of what? It isn't anything. So it kind of sucks, but you got to roll the punches. It is what it is. It is what it is. So what did I want to do today? We're going to look at Bitcoin. Obviously, we do that every time, and we're going to look at the mechanics for the founder NFTs. Well, not just the founder NFTs, but the rest of the generations. Fatima says, what are the benefits of the founders? Well, I'll show you. So the benefits of the founders specifically, other than the fact, like there's the there's the collectability of the fact there's only a starting of 25, and then each generation that succeeds it will be approximately 10 times the quantity. So each generation gets 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. So there's the rarity of it, but that's not what we're focusing on. That's not what you said. What's the benefits are primarily the utility, and the primary utility of the founder is as the generations are succeeded by the next generation, the treasury fee discount range that's possible for that generation, it starts to get lower and lower and lower until you get to generation 8, where it's between no discount and to 5%, and then any generation after that is not going to offer a discount. But with the founders specifically, because this first phase of the launch, the pre-mint is the founders and a small portion of the heroes, 150 of the heroes. We're just focusing on the founders now. So as well as the treasury fee discount, with the founders it's between 90 and 100. With the heroes it's between 80 and 90. But as well as that, with the founders, it's on this page. Check out kingsilver.com/Decentral and it's got all the benefits literally here, like what does Decentral Lion founders get. And it says here, get paid to mint new Decentral Lions. That's going to be applicable to every generation, but with the founders you get paid to mint new heroes, which is the next generation, right? That's obviously once the King Silver ecosystem is up and running, obviously. And then also there's going to be the ability to mint new attributes, and those attributes are going to be separate NFTs that people can trade on secondary markets, and then when they have an attribute they can add it to their existing NFT. And there's a few different ways of doing that, but the one I like the most is where we'll have our own kind of like attribute adding smart contract, and you essentially stake your original Decentral Lion, you stake it with the attributes you want to add, and then it mints a new kind of synthetic Decentral Lion until we come up with a new name with the added attributes there, right? And then you can redeem your original, separate attributes and your original Decentral Lion anytime when you just sort of, send it back to the smart contract, and then it unstakes the original assets. And monthly treasury, that's carousel is King Silver, so monthly King Silver airdrops. I'm saying monthly, but that's just we might all decide together it's better to do it weekly or quarterly or whatever we decide. And the benefits of this is inherent in the benefits that come out of the fact that it's only 25 is that the King Silver airdrops that happen are distributed equally amongst the generations, but because there's less 10 times less per for the earlier generations, there's less of the generations lower, earlier on. Then those individual Decentral Lions would then get a larger share of the share allocated to that generation, right? So if there's $1,000 and there's 4 generations, then each generation gets $25 each. But if there's 25 founders, they get $1 each. And obviously, if there's 10,000 of this generation, they'll get cents. So that's a benefit that comes out of the fact that there's a difference in quantity per generation. And the Aslan allocation, at the moment, I'm only focusing what I'm offering for the founders. I'll have a think about what the heroes will get, but they won't get as big of an allocation. This reminds me. And the allocation that you all get, if you're in the Founders Club now, you will all get a minimum of 200,000 Aslan, and you can see the details here. That's priced at Aslan being 0.005 cents, which is what you would expect with a very early stage private sale, right? That's a very it's very good. It's a very early price. I mean, go and look on CoinMarketCap for a token that has $1 billion market cap, and you'll see that this is that's bloody good. So all of you who are now in the Founders Club have a 200,000, at least 200,000 Aslan allocation. But there is a we're going to do a competition soon, and so I've got here. This is when we max out, all 25. It says one of you are going to get a million Aslan, which is times 5. No, sorry, times 5. 200,000 times 5 is a million. So it's like, rather than $1,000 worth of Aslan at this price, it'll be $5,000. That'll be one of you, and then two of you are going to get 750,000. 3 are going to get 500,000. 5 are going to get 350,000, and then 14 will get 200,000. So that's a little bit like, we're going to do like a raffle. I think that's the only fair way to do it. I'll just cut out some paper and something like that, or maybe we can use like one of these online sort of random selection things. That might be fun as well. And we'll do that soon. Once all 25 are gone, we'll do that. But again, these are all obviously subject to the project happening, obviously. And once there is something called the token generation event, when the tokens are minted, then these token allocations will be subject to the same vesting schedule that investors get, right? And if you've been through module 2 of the Wave Accounting Immersion course, you know that vesting schedules are there to protect future investors. Not that you guys are investors, this is a bonus. You guys are purchasing these NFTs because of their utility value, and this is a bonus that you get as a member of the King Silver of the Founders Club. But you are still getting these tokens, and in order to protect future investors who won't get it, who won't get tokens that are valued at this price, then in order to protect them, there has to be a vesting schedule. Hopefully that makes sense. Raphael, so that's, and then I've already mentioned the treasury fee discount, and again 90 to 100%, that'll be something that the smart contract will decide. Like that'll be that's actually something that we've called that I've just called it the status, and so that'll be randomly generated according to a probability curve. And I can't control it. It will just, when they're minted, that's how it goes. And then when we do add a monthly subscription to the King Silver Academy, when we start adding loads of cool stuff, everyone in the King Silver Founders Club has free access for as long as they hold their founders NFT. Marcus says that Lions of DeFi. Right, let's add that to our. Where is it? Where's my? I think I've lost my note taking. Is that it? No. I've got so many tabs open. It's kind of getting a bit ridiculous. I've lost it. Yeah, I've lost the. Hang on, let me just see if I can find it. 1 second. I should get rid of some of these tabs. Marcus says airdrops are commissions. Well, commissions sounds like a financial word that I would hesitate to use. Airdrops are free gifts, and they come as a percentage of the King Silver Treasury, and the King Silver Treasury will get its funds from profit fees that are taken from value creators inside the King Silver ecosystem. Sorry, let me just scroll up. You guys are very active today. Raphael says, let's do the BTC thing. Yeah, we'll get there. Just want to find I'll create my Notion thing again. Sorry, 1 second. And then, we'll get cracking with Bitcoin. Okay, here we go. So what were you saying? Lions of DeFi. What was the other one? Landor. Master J says, is there a specific reason why the ASLN allocation is not equally distributed but a bit randomized? Well, the allocation was going to be just 200,000 for each person, and I thought as a bit of fun, let's have the opportunity to have more. So that's the only reason I thought it'd be fun. So the base level was always going to be, you know, because if the NFT cost $1,000, I thought, well, perfect, free gift of an equal value of Aslan, but just for fun, let's throw in the chance of someone getting more. Simple as that. Is that answering your question, right? Jif Jenner says, what's the Academy membership involve? Well, I don't know yet, but it's gonna. The idea I've got is it's gonna involve like trade setups, lots more live stuff, and eventually, once we build the team, then more courses and things like that. But I love the idea once the time's right and we've got the support we need, having like trade setups and things like that. Jif Jenner says, like, what comes with the monthly membership? Well, at the moment, if someone signs up now, they're just getting the wave counting immersion course, right? But drip fed every 2 weeks, I think. But in the future, I want it to be like the ultimate crypto wealth growth membership. Raphael says the bonus allocation is amazing. Raphael says, who's ready to become a millionaire? Aslindor. I think that's the last idea we had. Okay, so we can pop over to Bitcoin unless there was anything else. Was there anything else? Oh yeah. So just trying to think. So if by tomorrow there's still some left and there's some ballers of you who want to grab more and we get it all wrapped up by tomorrow night, that'll be Tuesday. So assuming we get this all wrapped up on Tuesday, not at the very latest Tuesday night, then on Wednesday's stream, this is if we get it all wrapped up, on Wednesday's stream, it could be fun to do the allocation raffle, draw, whatever you call it, on Wednesday on the stream. So I think a cool way to do it would be to, and I've already got one in mind. There's like a website where it's got like a free tool where you can add all your names onto, and it's like kind of like like a spinning wheel or whatever it is, and we'll have some fun with it. Jif Jenner says Aslanders. Aslanders. Is that with an ER? Yeah. Why have you got the As-Landers? Arslanders. I think we nailed it, but we nailed it. We can stop coming up with ideas now. Fatima says, so what is the next steps for the founders? Well, the first step is to complete the fundraise for the first 25. Creatively, we've got to think of a name, and that's going to then bleed into the kind of the concepts, and it might bleed into it might affect the names of the generations, it might affect the names of the different types, although I don't think it will. I mean, I call them the elements. That's quite a kind of a nice idea. But then once that's decided, then I'm going to start reaching out to artists. And by the way, if anyone if they want to, go on artstation.com. A friend of mine pointed me to this website today, and have a look around. And if you find any artists that you think, oh man, this one could be great, then feel free and feel free to send me a link if you find anyone interesting. That's artstation.com. That was a friend of mine who recommended that. And then then I'll start to reach out to these artists, start to discuss some ideas with them, and get some quotes. So we've got some figures, so we know kind of, okay, what kind of rough ballpark are we looking at, and depending on what we get back, we might have to adjust our ideas. Perhaps there are some things that are too ambitious. Maybe we've got too many different types of so we'll that all come from speaking to these artists. Jeff Jenner, Arsland. Yeah, would that be the name of our metaverse? Arsland. What would Arsland be? Could be amazing or terrible. So just to sort of to finish Fatima's question. So then once we are we've got our artist chosen. I've spoken to the artist. They love what we're doing. They've told us an approximate price range based on certain things. Then it's like, okay, and then it would be, we would all kind of brainstorm together the specifics of what attributes we want, what they're going to be called, what are the probabilities of certain attributes appearing, and we would just finalize everything, finalize the mechanics, the probabilities. The mechanics themselves aren't going to be baked into the smart contracts. That'll be the King Silver mechanics. You don't have to have all of that decided, but we've got to have all of the probabilities of all of the different types and attributes and stuff. We've got to get all that decided, and then depending on what the cost is, we either move forward and start getting it done, or if it's like really expensive, then I've then got to shift gears towards phase 2 of the pre-mint, and then raise some more money with the Lions. And then, so it's all like a flow chart of, if this, then there's this. So it's not like a clear, it depends on as we go. So that's all I can tell you for now. But then beyond that, once the NFTs are done, then as soon as they're ready, then they'll be minted and they'll be distributed. Well, you guys will have the opportunity to we'll work out exactly how to do it, but you'll all get your NFTs and they will be randomly generated according to the probabilities that we all agree. That also, that is fair for now off into perpetuity. And then once you've got those NFTs, then you've got them saved. They're yours. They're in your wallet. And then it's down to me to continue the march to King Silver, and that is a multi-branched endeavor. I've got to get the Wave County immersion course completed, wrapped up. That's for you guys, obviously, and for everyone else that the future people come on the course. And then I've got to think about social media organic content in order to bring more people into the community. At some point, I want to get back to advertising to, again, build the King Silver Academy community growth engine, and obviously start building, if we get the funding we need from the phase 2 Heroes launch, then start building a prototype, and start building the King Silver team and start building a King Silver prototype. So that's kind of my sort of off the cuff reply for you. I think was it Jeff Jenner? You guys are. Got to scroll up to see who said that. Fatima, it was Fatima who said that. Okay, yeah. But at some point along the way, I will be creating a roadmap so you can really see like what the plan is going forward, and that's a very important thing. You guys need to see that. Hopefully that answers your question, Fatima. Let me know if it doesn't. Charlie says Lionels. Let's have a look. Lionels. What does that remind me of? It reminds me of something. Lionel. Is that a name? Is Lionel a name? Master J says, with regard to fundraising goals, there seems to be a lot of funds going towards marketing, which is fine. It's 100% needed, but no money towards the actual King Silver ecosystem prototype or MVP or something like that, which I understood is one of the goals of this fundraising. It's not one of the goals of this fundraise, right? This fundraise is about it's like the foundations. Because here's the actual. This is something I've been speaking to the advisors about. Like, what is a prototype? Don't mistake an MVP and a prototype. A prototype is think about what would the goal of the King Silver prototype be? It would be to prove the functionality, the game theory, and it would be to prove that it works. And it doesn't have in order to do that, it doesn't have to be decentralized. It hasn't got to be built on blockchain, and so yeah, I've already been thinking of this. I don't think a prototype would cost very much money at all, because I think a prototype, like what's the first thing that we would want to build, right? The first thing we want to build is a single fund, and I would be the trader, and that fund would be on KuCoin or Binance. It's like it's not a real fund. It's not like a decentralized system, which is obviously very expensive to build. It's just, it's like it could be a sub account in KuCoin or a sub account in Binance or whatever it is, and then all of the records are kept in a spreadsheet. And then in order to simulate the same mechanics of how Aslan and King Silver and how it all interacts, you can just record that inside a spreadsheet. And so the prototype can be entirely kind of stuck together with glue and chewing gum kind of thing. So the prototype isn't gonna cost a lot of money to make. So the priority for I keep want to say decentralized, but the priority for this fundraise, because look, I'm doing this differently to most projects. Most projects, they build something, and then once it's built, they just hope to God somebody finds it. And there's so many I think really cool projects out there, but they're just built by engineers, not business people, and so they're just sort of sitting there, and they're great bits of tech, and they do things like, let's say there might be like an automatic market maker that has actually less transaction fees than Uniswap, but no one's using it, no one knows about it. It's just made by a coder. So I'm starting this because my background, I used to run a self-development business that sold online courses, and so I come from this business background. So I'm starting with a different kind of perspective. I'm building a foundation, which is the King Silver Academy, and that foundation is the revenue generating engine and the community growth engine that will fund, and through the community, it will be a collaborative endeavor of we will build this DeFi ecosystem with each other together, rather than just in a silo, make it, publish it, and then hope to God somebody finds it and likes it and uses it. So I'm starting with community, and this is why marketing is such a huge thing. Normally, marketing would be when there's a marketing budget for a crypto project, it's just going out there, being spent, and then it's gone. And then, but the marketing is for the King Silver, ultimately the King Silver Academy. And so the goal to reach, this is like the Holy Grail. I don't know, it took a while to remember that. Is where you spend, $100 in marketing, and then you get $150 back, right, from the sale of courses and things. And then once you achieve that, you've now got something that scales automatically, right? And that's when you've got that behind a project like King Silver. I mean, to me that is the path to success, and that's my strategy, right? That's why I'm doing it that way. Hopefully that satisfies you, Master J. Scott says, do we want 2D or 3D? I think 3D. I'm open to 2D. When I was sharing ideas, when I was messing around with Midjourney in the network, the first post I did was inside the Decentraland space. I was sharing ideas for the artwork, and the first one I posted was a sort of a CryptoPunk pixelated sort of style, and then I was just started to experiment, and then this 3D kind of style sort of came out, and I thought it looked kind of cool, but I'm definitely open. Jew says Foxy Lions. Fatima, thanks. Attila, hi Attila. Master J, yeah, thanks, I get what you mean. But again, look, I love the fact we're doing this together. So if any of you, if as we're going, we think that that fund allocation would be better allocated in different ways, I'm still open. I'm not like a dictator. I believe that the way that's done is best. But even if we raise the full amount that I want to raise with phases 1 and phase 2, that's not enough to build a DeFi platform. Doesn't even touch it. In order to do that, to actually build the real thing, you're going to need it. I mean, this is something where to get a realistic estimate for something like that, that's when we'd need to like really, later down the line speak to development teams and things. But I mean, you'd need at least like $500,000. So this is like where you'd probably need to get venture capital involved. But this is all like assuming that the King Silver Academy won't take off, which I don't think it isn't going to take off. I think that with the right actions, if we build up a great social media strategy, content from this live stream, clips go out there, and if we spend the marketing budget well in the right areas, and then the King Silver Academy starts to grow, then our reliance on venture capital, I think, will be decreased. I still think we might need some key strategic investors. I think that's going to be inevitable to build something at the scale that I want it to be. Raffo says, "I think what you've come up with was amazing." Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen anything. Should I show you this? Yeah, I'll show you this. I'll be like a stripper that sort of just like flashes her boobs really quick. If I can find it. Now these actually, I'm actually okay showing this because a lot of these mechanics have actually evolved since this. But just to kind of show you how much thought has gone into this, I can find it. Yeah. So this is just some of the mechanics that I was originally. Let me get rid of that and that. And so this is or was, I called the Aslan Oracle. It's changed quite a lot, but this was the this is going to sound nuts, but it was like an automatic market maker. Is that looking a bit brown? Have I? No, it's fine. An automatic market maker. The price of any particular asset in an automatic market maker, there's usually something. It's like a two-sided automatic market maker, and the two tokens. You've heard of like liquidity pools. So in like Uniswap, there'll be like USDT versus Ethereum, and it'll be what's called a two-sided liquidity pool, and there'll be something called a bonding curve, and the bonding curve is essentially a curve like this, and when you buy or sell a particular token, it moves along this curve, and that's how price is adjusted algorithmically. And if you look at this as a two-dimensional curve, that's with 2 dimensions. If this is like the x, the axis, you've got the x and the y. The x is XRP, the y is USD, and there's a project out there called, I think it's either Balancer or Curve, I forget which one. They have rather than a 2-dimensional curve, they have a 3-dimensional surface, right? A 3-dimensional surface where you've actually got the value of 3 tokens being calculated algorithmically. And that inspired me to think, well, if you've got these tokens that are at right angles to each other, you've got XRP in 1 dimension, USD in dimension 2, and you had a third token in dimension 3, then what's to stop you continuing that? So this was that's why it's got an n-dimensional bonding space. In other words, there was an unlimited number of dimensions that you would be able to create, and you obviously can't visualize it. And it would mean that the value of all tokens relative to each other would be a single point in an n-dimensional space. And it was a way to have a price oracle that was built on an n-dimensional bonding space rather than a 2-dimensional bonding curve, and that would mean that all the prices between all of the assets would be a single point in that n-dimensional space, and it would mean that it would be very efficient. Anyway, there's a big rabbit hole to go down. So anyway, you're saying like what you think I've done is amazing. You haven't seen anything yet, but I've actually backed away from this idea, not as a concept for an automatic market maker. As an automatic market maker, I think it's a really, really cool idea, and I haven't seen anyone do that. But the point of this, or the main point of this, was actually to have a self-perpetuating system that automatically kept price accurate. Right? All of the price would be ultimately derived by the actions of arbitrages. But when I really kind of went a lot deeper into it, I realized, or I decided, that it would be possible to break it. It would be possible for someone to come along and to game the system and affect the price. So as an automatic market maker mechanic, it's really cool, but it's too easy to game if it tells King Silver, the ecosystem, what the price of everything is. So, because if you're going to buy King Silver from OTC from the faucet, it derives the price of King Silver from the value of all of the assets under management, and the value of all the assets under management will come from the Oracle. And so, if you can manipulate the Oracle, you can just buy really cheap King Silver or sell really expensive King Silver. And so it wasn't. So I completely changed how the Oracle works, and it's really fucking cool how the Oracle works now. All this is just this is I have no life. This is all I do. And so the way the Oracle works now is it's a decentralized system, but in a very, very different way. It uses a game theory mechanic, or a game theory that I call the Tyrant's Dilemma. The Tyrant's Dilemma. So I've got a whole info deck on this that I've given to certain people who've expressed interest in investing and advisors and stuff. Anyway, so just went off on a bit of a tangent there. So Marcus says 3D for me. Yeah, I think 3D's probably the way to go, but I'm open to ideas. Attila says, have you thought about an affiliate program and you can reward with tokens? Helps a lot to build and spread. I have, yeah, 100% I have. In fact, we did have an affiliate system, but it was just too early, and it's like money was coming out every month, like £100 a month was coming out, and we weren't using it. And I was like, I'll come back to it, but I found a great one. So yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Jif Jenner says, I thought that Raphael was talking about the AI generated NFTs. Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That was just done by the AI. I didn't come up with it. That's just from prompts, Raphael. And I can show you later if you want what I did. You go into Mid-Journey, and the prompt was something like, I forget what the prompt was, but and it just produced them for us. So yeah, I can't claim to any credit for that at all. Jif Jenner says, but amazing to see the behind the curtains into mechanics. Raphael says, yep, cool. Okay, all right, look, that's enough of me just rabbiting on about all that stuff. Shall we get into Bitcoin? Yeah. Give me. I want 5 emojis. Jif Jenner says, can you use the AI ones? Well, there's nothing to stop us using the AI ones in terms of like copyright or anything. But the thing is, like, no, you can't, because in order to produce an NFT collection that has all these different attributes and types and things, it has to be like, it's all done with like layers of transparent GIFs that are very precisely placed. So you start off with your different bodies, right? So I've got them, the fire, air, water, earth, and spirit. And they'd be slightly different, these bodies. There'd be slightly different sort of themes. And then on top of those, you would add the attributes of the clothes and everything else. And they imagine like you've got like transparent, plastic, and you've got someone's like painted over the top of it, and it would have to be exactly lined up so the hat matches like perfectly. And on top of that, you've got another layer, again, perfectly placed where you've got sunglasses, let's say, or so the AI just can't do that. At some point in the future, it will. But now there's no way it could do it. There's no way. Mastery says, I wonder if you can instruct the AI to place attributes precisely. I mean, I don't think so. I really don't. We're going to need it. Even if we got the AI to help, and this is why I want to go back into the Midjourney and just keep getting it to pump out loads of just ideas of like cool looking goggles and things. And then we've got so much. Then when we choose our artist, then we've got so much to show him, like this and this and this and this and this. But I think we are going to, to get that really nice polished product that $1,000 NFT deserves, we're going to need an artist, a designer, artist, illustrator, we're going to call him. Raphael says, in my opinion, it's good enough. I know they look great, but again, these are just standalone GIFs. They're not an NFT collection. Like, they're not a randomly generated NFT collection from a whole bunch of different possibilities of the different types. And on top of that, all the different sort of combinations of these attributes. And the what it's produced, it's all kind of random, and it won't work. It can't work. Anyway, there's my smileys. All right, we're good. So today's the biggest turnout we've had so far on the Decentralist. So for everyone who's here, if anyone is here, by the way, who isn't inside the King Silver network community, and you've just found me on YouTube or on Twitch, then say hi. Oh yeah, everyone like the stream, right? Go right now, hit like. It tells the algorithm gods that this is like the shit and people need to be watching. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe. And if you're on Twitch and you haven't followed yet, hit follow. Okay, and before we go to Bitcoin, I'm going to make one final request. Attila says hi. Attila, are you a noob? Are you a newbie in the King Silver community? If you are, I think we should all give you a big welcome. So one more request I've got for you guys. Scott says, how many NFTs total? I was thinking you would have one-off art, not the iterative ones that create thousands. The NFT you have will be a unique NFT, right? There'll be no other NFTs that are like it. That's by definition what a non-fungible token is. But yeah, you can't have an artist create unique NFTs, like one of a kind, in the way that this is going to work, because every generation is 10 times more than the previous one, and then there's the possibility of you being able to mint new ones for new people, and you can't just have an artist on hand. The cost would be obscene, and once you get to a generation where there's like 1 million, it's not possible. So the whole point of the way these NFT collections are generated is you load up the smart contract with all of the artwork, and what makes it a unique piece of art is the combination of the different ways of combining these elements. This is how these NFT collections are constructed. What you get is a unique NFT with a variety of combinations, and that's what makes it unique. And it's something that once it's all coded into the smart contract, it's something that it's then the smart contract does it for you. But that's how these things work. And we're starting off with 25 founders, which means that while there is 25 founders, that means there'd be an approximate maximum of 250 heroes. We're going to do a pre-mint for 150, and that means that after that there'll be 100 more that can be minted by the founders in the beginning, and then after that, all of the there'll be some pre-mints with small amounts of the successive generations, and then once the King Silver ecosystem goes live, and then you guys have the ability to mint for people, then once the generations start to essentially, there's greater demand than that 10. If you've got 25, then 250, 2,500, 25,000. If there's greater demand than that 10x scale, then at some point there will be a requirement for a new founder to be minted. So if you get one new founder and there's 26, well, now there can be 260, 2,600, 26,000. So one new founder here means that a generation down here, there's another 1,000 that can be minted. And then the process of minting that new founder is something that we will have to decide what would be the fair way of doing it. I'm thinking where it would just go to auction, I think, and then the highest bidder would take it. I think that's the best way to do it. Attila says yes. Attila, I'll try to join one time. If you remember, but I had some issues with payment. Oh, you mean the wait? Do you mean the King Silver Academy, right? The subscription, or do you mean the what you said join? So I'm assuming that's what you mean. But if you've got issues with payment, you know, reach out. We'll see if we can solve it. But it's using Stripe, which is like the world's #1 payment processor for online transactions. So it's normally pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, let's dive into to Bitcoin. Oh yeah, so one last request: can everyone please go to rumble.com, which is like a sort of a free speech YouTube, and I think there's a lot of people on Rumble that I think would appreciate the Decentralist. And if you could create an account if you don't have one, and then go to the Decentralist channel that I've created and follow, because if we get 25 followers, we'll be able to live stream to Rumble. So let me just type in the address, rumble.com/c/2395592. Okay, so that should be the Decentralist channel on Rumble. So if you could pop over there, create an account quickly, and follow that would be a big help. I'd really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's go and check out Bitcoin and see what's going on. So yeah, so I still think it's still everyone in the King Silver community. There's still no randos yet, but I think that'd be kind of a fun place to get to, where there's some brand new people. Because what we're doing, I think, the way that we do our analysis, the combination of Edit Wave with looking at crowd psychology as well as market geometry, market structure. I haven't seen anyone else do it, and I think I'm looking forward to the first conversation of someone coming along saying, "I've just come across your stream. What are you guys doing? This looks insane." I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so before I start, I'll say the same thing I always say, which is if anyone has any charts to show me, right? If you've got a particular trade you want me to look at, then that's fun, right? Because then it's not just me messing around with charts. I'm actually looking at something that you've done, and I think that might be quite fun. And I'm here in Krakow for another 5 days. Yeah, 5 days. And then I'm going to Warsaw. Once I'm settled in Warsaw, two things. One, we're going to start having a bit more fun with this, where we're going to invite like Shaman, maybe even some of you guys on, and you can be on camera if you want, and we can look at charts together. And so it's not just me, right? We can get some more people on here. We can have a bit more fun. And then also I know I've suggested this, but what we are going to do it. We're going to create like a sub account on KuCoin. We'll stick like $500 in there, nothing crazy. And we're going to start trading on stream, right? And it's outside my comfort zone, because trading live in front of people, there's an extra psychological and emotional component to that, of like, you want to look cool, you don't want to lose in front of people and stuff. There's that as a challenge. And number two, I'm a swing trader, and swing trading's boring to watch because most of it is not trading. It's just watching and doing nothing. So for a live stream, it's boring. It's not great content. Other than talking about what you're thinking. So as someone who's a swing trader and isn't a day trader or a scalper, then that's a challenge, and who knows what's going to happen. But I think it'd be good content, because whenever I'm being watched, and I'm just sharing what I'm thinking, the feedback's been really positive. People seem to really like that. So that's something that we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. We'll get started on that. All right, so let's just get myself comfortable. So I'm going to move my laptop, and this might mean that it's going to cut out because I'm using a dongle. Okay, we're good. Attila says, when you trade, do you use leverage? Well, it depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Again, what the purpose of leverage is allows you to open bigger trades than your current capital allows you to do. And so so it depends, because let's say, I mean, this was I don't know if you saw this, Attila. This was something that this is technically a simulated trade, because this was placed while I was having breakfast on my phone, and I posted it to the community and said, guys, what do you think of this? This isn't a live trade. I've just kept it here because it's kind of just fun to watch it. But let's say this was a live trade, right? And the target was up here and the stop loss is here. It's like, okay, the in the course that I teach, and this isn't my idea, but it's something that is it's very, very important, and that is, you never ever want to risk more than 2% of your entire account on a single trade. And even going further than that, when you're learning, you shouldn't risk, I think, more than 1% of your entire account on a single trade. And so let's say you've got a $1,000 account, okay? And inside the King's River Academy, we have the spreadsheets that work this all out for you. And so you decide, okay, well, let's say I want to get into a trade here, and I've got $1,000. What is the maximum position size that I can use in this trade? Where if I was to lose, like, let's look at this, right? So this loss here would be 1.58%. But let's just, for the sake of maths, let's say the stop loss was right there, 1%. Let's just say that was the trade, like 1%. And so if we've got a trade where we have a set stop loss set at 1%, so our trade, we will lose 1%. Well, if we've got an account size of 1,000, and I said that you, especially when you're first learning, you don't want to, I think, risk more than 1% of your entire account on any one trade. Well, what's 1% of $1,000? 1% of $1,000 is $10. So if this 1% loss can't lose more than $10, that means that we can trade our entire $1,000, right? So this would lose 1%. So in this example, we can trade our entire account. You might think, oh, Andy, that's crazy. You're going all in, No, you're not really. In poker, when you go all in, you're risking everything you're putting in. But because our stop loss in this example is set to 1%, we can go all in, and we're only risking 1%. And so in that case, you don't need to use leverage, because you're using all of your capital. And why use leverage? And then there's fees associated with that than when you don't need to. Now, there's a reason why you might want to use leverage, and that depends on your particular trading style. Because let's say you're using like when I trade, I like to use futures. It's just the easiest way to go long and short, and I just like crypto futures. Well, if you're using a cross margin trade, like cross margin, so you've got one margin, like your $1,000, and you're using that as your margin to do. You want to do a bit of Bitcoin and a bit of Ethereum and a bit of stuff. Well, then if you go all in and use up your whole margin, you can't open any more trades. And so in that instance, it would be good to do a little bit of leverage, because then it means you allocate less of your capital to any particular trade, and you've got more dry powder for if you see an opportunity in Ethereum and so and so. So that's one reason why you want to do it, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's look at where we're at. And as I'm going, again, any questions, like, fire at me what you guys think. So and again, apologize all the different pitchforks all over the place. They do start to kind of add up. Now the reason why when I was sat for breakfast and I thought, oh, this might be the end of this correction was, I mentioned this yesterday. It was because partly we've got this really beautiful correction here, correction back up, and then a correction back down, and then we had this change of direction right on the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth warning line, and it had just almost reached the lower parallel of this beautiful modified shift, which creates just a really nice channel. Right, that's all a modified shift is. I keep saying that all the time. It's just a channel. That's all a modified shift is. And then we had this rejection wick, and we didn't have any market structure that we could break here. So but we had this kind of stagger down, and I thought this might be an interesting. Again, this wasn't a well thought out trade setup idea. I was having breakfast. I was on my phone. You might have seen it on the in the network. And then I think it was I forget, one of you said, I think we might have one more push down. And I said, yeah, I think you might be right. And regardless, I set the stop loss simulation. I was on my phone, sort of down here, because just in anticipation for another move down. Because if the target is up here, then that's plenty. We've still got a beautiful, at least a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So it's totally fine to have a larger stop loss. And so in this case, that is what happened. We got one more push down, and we got just beautiful divergence with the volume and the RSI and the MACD histogram. So we've got divergence in volume and momentum, and then price started to correct back upwards. And so if we look at the macro here, right, my current wave count, my current primary wave count that I've got, this is the daily, right? Raphael said it was me. Yeah, nice. So this is the daily. And so the daily hasn't changed in the macro, what I'm currently thinking. And this wave count has us now in the fourth wave of the minute degree. And so we're in a correction. And so that means we're in a correction that started up here according to this wave count. And so if this is a corrective move down here, and I've got here, this looks, look at this overlapping here. So that's a W, the X, and then a nice clean, I think, ABC here. Really like that. Just like, that's why I think there was a great opportunity, here, because it's like correction, and this itself is a beautiful correction with a beautiful triangle, and then this plunge down to here, just really, really nice. And now we've got a corrective move back up. And so I titled this live stream talking about how to trade in corrections. Well, here we are. Right, here we are deep in a correction. We're out to sea, and the waves are lashing against our boat. Everyone's panicking, right? And well, look, I mean, people panic, I think, when they're inside corrections. But as long as you keep stepping back and thinking, okay, well, where are we? If this is a W and we're expecting an X upwards, these Fibonacci levels are like the probabilistic levels that we would expect an X to go to, and this is the X up here would be seeking. And we've got higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows, and I've created this shift pitchfork from what I think is the completion of the first correction. So whether this is an ABC or a WXY, it's kind of not important to me at this point, but let's say it's an ABC. Then we've got a correction down, a really nice correction down. In fact, if I zoom into that, I think we're going to just see a really nice, I'm not going to be too exact with it, but a nice, it's contained within a channel. And then we've got, and then we've got this move up. So I think if this is the correction, and I personally think this might be the W, and this might be like an expanding X. I kind of, so in this example we've got, look, that would have been, we haven't touched this. We had the idea of moving our stop loss yesterday, so that would have taken out that particular trade, so we can remove that. But if that's the W, which I like, and if this might be one of these like stop loss hunts that's that happen within these corrective moves sometimes. So it would have taken out the short people who went short and placed their stop loss up here. Bang, they take out that liquidity, and that's when it runs into this level here is the point of control, which is the price at which there was the most volume, and this is for the monthly point of control for back in July 2022, which is back here. So July, yeah. So this month here, there was this point of control here, and the reason why I sort of kept it as a point of interest is because that's where price came up to and got rejected. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Let's keep that up here. And so now we see that's exactly where price reached, and it's also reached. This is called an anchored VWAP. I'm gonna talk about that in module 22 probably, and it's hit both of these levels and then just dropped sharply and broke and taken out this market structure, and just recently taken out that market structure. But then we're getting another push up. So if this does. It's something that where inside a complex correction, if you're looking for that trade setup, you're unsure what's happening. In fact, I think we should add the first warning line to that. Oops. There we are. Right. Look where it found resistance. Sorry, support immediately. Bang. Right on that first warning line. So this market geometry here is clearly we're gonna hold on to that, and if this is correct, and this is the X here, right, and we've got all these rejection wicks, this is the X, that means that we'd be expecting, if we were expecting the Y from here, then, we would see a corrective pattern that would break some market structure and then come back down, and then we would see, again, something like that. If that's not the case, and this was the W, if that is the W, it's kind of strange because, it could be the case, like that. And then we would expect that, could that be the X, or could this be the first leg of the X, and then we're going to get another move down. If that happens, then this could be really nice, and then there could be a really nice entry, get rid of that, a really nice entry down here. So as long as you're constantly taking a step back and thinking, where are we? Where's this going? Because if we're anticipating that this is the what is it? That's a Y there. So WXY, yeah, the W in this degree, and we're expecting an X up to these levels, then this move up is just the first leg, and then we're expecting the leg down. Is this the completion of that leg? That to me doesn't feel like a completed correction move. I would expect a return up and then another move down, I think. I could be wrong, but that's kind of, without going into lower degrees, I would kind of expect that. And then we've got our final leg up potentially into these zones here. So that could be, a really nice long trade there. And because I'm expecting another move up, then I'm thinking, okay, this is bullish. And then so I don't think it's a good idea to trade bearish if in the time frame I'm looking at, I'm expecting bullish moves. Because I think trading against the trend, especially when you're learning, isn't a good thing to do. Raphael says, what have you set your warring lines to? Wearing, I don't know what that means. What's wearing lines? Warring lines. Do you want to elaborate on that, Raphael? Where's the music gone? Just realised the music's gone. Let me see if I can bring it back. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by what warring lines, Raphael. I'm expecting a move down to 70 or 78.6. A move down, 78.6. Oh, where? Like from where? Oh, warning lines. From where have you set your warning lines? Oh, it's from back here. So it's all the way from here. Like this is a modified shift from here. Even though I've got, oh, that's it, that needs to change. That's down here. Yeah, so it's from here to there, and then the geometry is just really nice, Bounce off this one, bounced off this one, It just couldn't go higher than this point of control, and the anchored VWAP that I've done there, and just collapsed back down. For your pitchfork. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense, right? That's where it comes from. Just comes from that's a modified shift. And I just kept it because price kept responding to it. Simple as that. It's not typical for me to keep it this long, but price just kept responding to it, so you know, got to keep it. Now, once we get our pivot, it could be there. We'll see. We could get another move up and another move down. So we could get, if we get something like this, for example, then we get then a nice sort of confirmation that that's the bottom. Then this would then be the next candidate for a nice pitchfork. Right. Wherever it goes. At which point I'd get rid of this one. Right? I'm just using this at the moment because price is responding to it right now. Makes sense? Just get some water. 1 second. The retracement to those percentages. You mean from this point here? So this retracement here, right? So this X wave. Okay, let's try that. I assume that's what you mean, like from this point here, right? So this, at the moment, this is pulled down to almost the 707, and you're saying, well, the 70%, like, yeah, it's just, it would have reached the 70, but the 78.6 is down here. So you'd be expecting to come down here. I'm assuming that's what you mean, right? Yeah. I mean, if I change this to, I've got a preset for the X wave, so yeah. So there we go. So it's already reached the sort of the minimum you'd expect, which is the 50%, and it's hit the 70. So really, we'd need to go deeper, and I've got a sound effect that I use when I go deeper. So that's my deeper sound effect. So this is the 1 minute, and so is that what we're looking at? This move here. So let's look at this move, right? Let's examine this move. There's the volume. I mean, this might be an ending diagonal. Look at that rejection. This might be an ending diagonal. So, sorry, a leading diagonal. Sorry, look at this. I mean, maybe. Martin says, rest in peace headphone users. What happened? Oh, right, the sound effect. What was that? Was that like super loud? You guys are the sound engineers. Was that super loud? I can turn it down. How about this? Is that better? Is that better volume? Or I Raphael says, what percentages are you using? Much better volume. Marcus is very distorted. That's better, okay. Raphael says, what percentages are you using? Like on my retracements, you mean? These ones? For the X-Wave, it starts at 50%. Like I've got these set as ratios rather than percentages, but it's the same thing. You just times by 100 or divide by 100. So 0.5, which is 50%. 0.0618, which is 61.8%. Because like you can change it to the ratios, which is, they call it values, or the percentages. So change it to percentages. You've got 50%, 61%, 70.7%, 78.6%, and 88%. Those are the percentages that we use for the X-Wave. And this is in the course. I give you these in the course, right? So when we talk about double combos, we talk about WXYs. It's in the course.
The righteous shall dwell in the land forever.
So yes, we go deeper, and I'm thinking this could be a leading diagonal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. I mean, then again, 1, 2. This could be the third wave. We maybe got another one down. If we get another one down, that'd be quite. The volume is shrinking. It is looking good for an ending diagonal, so we could get another. And in that last one, if we get divergence, because we got like a bit more volume here, and if we get divergence in the volume in that last one, so we get the divergence in that volume, same with the momentum as well, then I think this might be a nice candidate, potentially. 1, 2, 3. There's another possibility that we've got. But of course, if it breaks above this level here, this market structure here, then that means that we could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's the end of that leading diagonal. If that is what we get, whether it's here or we get one more push down, then it is a leading diagonal. This is the cool thing about going deeper like that. Then it would mean if we are expecting an X wave, then this is an A wave, right? An impulse A wave, and that means we're expecting a B wave back. And then we would look for the B wave retrace, and the B wave A retrace. We'd be looking at, like B waves are typically more shallow than X waves, so that's why these ones are highlighted. So we'd be expecting a pullback, maybe to this warning line, to the lower parallel perhaps. So we've got really nice rejection, and that would maybe take us up to these levels, and then we get a final impulse down. So if that happens, and we see some resistance at this lower parallel, then is it a trade? I mean, if we're expecting a long, it's technically counter, trading against the trend. So personally, I think it's safer to again, this is like my swing trading coming through. Some of you guys, and when we go into the intraday trading live on stream, then we'll be just diving in and doing all kinds of fun stuff. But the safest trade, assuming this wave count is correct, the safest trade would be to wait for that pullback, because then because look, the thing about going short here is like where do you put the stop loss? Right, look at this sharp move down. There's no market structure, right? There's no market structure to place the stop loss behind, and so it's kind of dangerous. You're just going off these geometry lines, which is, I think, too dangerous. So personally, if it comes down and then we're expecting this like move up to these levels, then it gives us a really nice reward to risk ratio up to these levels, and then the stop loss can sit underneath. We've got some market structure to place the stop loss behind, you know, and we've got that at least 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So that's the only thing. If we did get a very deep B, then that could be really nice, because then we get a nice head and shoulders formation. You know, there's the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. So if you get a really deep one like that, then that might be a really nice trade setup again, because now you have somewhere to place the stop behind some market structure, like up here, and then if we're anticipating it's going to come down to, you know, down to these levels down here, then you've got at least 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio, approximately. Let's say there, that's like, you know, exactly 3-to-1. You see, that's how the trade setups work, where if it stops down here, the stop's too big. It's too big, you know, it's too big. You're risking too much. Raphael says, I see exactly that. It's in the A wave, and then B, and then C down to 78.6. Yeah, possibly. Right, like up to that, maybe that parallel, and then down there or down here. We'll see. But do you see the thinking? Is like you're looking for a very particular trade. You're not just trying to trade everything. You're not just panicking and FOMOing into everything. It's like, you know, the kind of thing you're looking for, and you've got your analysis, you're layering in your analysis, your wave count, and then you're adding into that you're looking for market geometry to help you, like you're looking for confluence, and then you're just looking for great trade setups. And great trade setups are where there's a great trading opportunity, where there's a great, you know, an area of where there's a very potential tight stop loss, at least relative to the potential gain. And as long as you keep making those reward to risk setups where you stand to gain at least 3 compared to losing 2, that's the game. That's the game. It's not trading, buying, selling. I mean, look, again, I'm not a scalper, so a scalper out there would say, actually, yes, it is like going in there and doing all this stuff, but that would be too fast for the kind of analysis that I do, right? But it's not just trying to trade everything. It's not trying to know exactly what's going to happen all the time with every single move, because it's not possible. It's about being patient and just waiting for the trade setup that you're looking for to come to you. Just wait for it to come to you and be patient. Raphael says, you taught me that. Raphael says it's all about the right headspace and trading your plan. 100%. 100%. But this is the thing, like, look, we're in the 30-minute and we're just sitting here, like, content-wise, there's nothing happening, you know? Whereas when we go down into the 1 minute, like, you know, even would we go even deeper on a live stream? We'll see. But at least there's stuff happening. So if we don't break, I wouldn't really expect it. If this is still a leading diagonal unfolding, then we wouldn't expect it to break out of this. If it does break out of this, then I suppose you would expect a test of this trend line, and then to break out above this market structure here. And that's when you might think, okay, this leading diagonal is complete, and now we're going to get our move up into the B wave, and we've got to watch it. And then, you know, if it does get to this level, and, you know, you want to take a stab at it. Me personally, I wouldn't, because where are you going to put your stop loss? And, yeah, it's not for me. And this pitchfork is kind of brand new. You know, price has responded to it. It's hit the upper parallel there, and it's hit the first warning line here. So, you know, it's showing some responsiveness to it. You know, so there is an argument that you know, there might be a trade there, but it's still a bit too new to rely solely on this market geometry. So I personally wouldn't step in. That's my particular opinion. Raphael, make money now and lose very little. Oh, that's great. That's great news. So you're profitable, Raphael. That's great. That's great. That's bloody great. Well done. Are you tracking your trades in a spreadsheet or in a journal, Raphael? Because if you're not, you should be. Because what you want to arrive at, and this is not just for your own development and your own like confidence, but if you ever want to attract outside funding for your trading, which you 100% should, I think, aspire to do. If you're achieving consistent results, then you want, learn to trade with larger and larger amounts. So if you're making, let's say, 5% a month, if you've got a $10,000 account, you can't live off that. Well, there are some countries where you might be able to live off that, but then why not trade $1 million account? Why not trade a $10 million account? Obviously, the psychology is different. You've got to slowly work your way up to that, because you can't just, like, if you're making money with a $10,000 account and just someone gives you 10 million, you might not be ready for it, because it's different knowing if you're entering a $1,000 trade to a $100,000 trade. It's you got to like work up to it, Yeah, well done, Raphael. Well done. That's bloody great. I want to hear more of that. Anytime any of you are making money and you're profitable, especially if I've had some part to play in it, like, please tell me. I'm how would I phrase this? I need to hear it, right? I've put so much effort into this course, so much time into this course. I need to hear that it's working. I need to hear that you guys are, it's working for you. So don't be silent. Like, tell me. I need to hear it. So that's great, Raphael. That's bloody great. That makes me really happy. And so if you are tracking your trades, Raphael, Attila says you must do one live about tax in the future. The thing is, tax is different in every single country, so it's kind of hard to do that. I'm not a tax expert. It totally depends on, you've got to look into like what the rules are for your particular country. So it would be impossible to do a tax stream because it's different in Canada, in America. I think even in different every state in America has different rules, I think. Yeah, if you're in the UK, then every trade you make is a taxable event and is subject to capital gains tax. So, but I'm not a tax advisor, right? This is something you need to speak to an accountant about, research. But I see what you're saying. But don't get your tax advice from me. Don't get your tax advice from me, right? I mean, if you're geographically free in some regard, then the best tax situation to be in is to put yourself in a tax jurisdiction that has everything that you want. But I'm not going to give you tax advice. It'd be terrible to get tax advice from me. What was I saying? I was talking about Raphael. Yeah, so Raphael, if you've got a journal and you're tracking your trades, then it'd be so cool if you said, yes, I'm approximately making this percentage per month. Oh, it's going to be changed. It's going to be different every month, obviously, but that's a great stat to have. And then once you've got that, and this applies to everyone, once you've got that, then maybe we can even share some of these spreadsheets on stream. Marcus says that's why I asked about airdrops for the tax. That's an interesting point. Is an airdrop a taxable event? I guess. Yeah, that's something that we need to look into. But again, it's going to be completely different for every single jurisdiction. But an airdrop is a gift. So that's something that we would need to look into. So it's not going to be happening anytime soon. We've got plenty of time. But obviously that is something that I think would be really cool for us to research. Jeff Jenner says it might be a gift in tax terms. Yeah, but then again, every country has different limits for the amount of money that can be gifted per year and all that kind of stuff. Like a gift is an accounting kind of term, Marcus says, so it's not CGT. I don't know what CGT stands for. Yeah, this is all corrective. This is all corrective. Let's go in the 5 minutes. I think this is a leading diagonal, which is kind of interesting because remember me saying I think leading diagonals are the evil twin of the ending diagonal, and one of the reasons why I hate leading diagonals is because they're almost impossible to identify as they're happening. I mean, this could be, you know, impulse fourth wave, like an upwards moving fourth wave, in which case we've got another, like a spike down in the fifth wave. But if that happens, and that's an impulse all the way down to here, you know, then the idea that would be the first leg of an X, I think, makes that far less likely. Although you could get an X that comes down higher, than you get sort of a flat correction structure. That can happen. That's still fine. But this is why, you know, I wouldn't be looking for a short here. There's nowhere to place the stop, and there's a little bit of uncertainty as to whether this is a leading diagonal, because again, leading diagonals are kind of a bitch to spot as they're unfolding. But it could be an upwards moving fourth wave correction, one, two, little tiny one in there somewhere, third wave, fourth wave correction, fifth. So it's kind of, you know, it's hard to make a trading decision based on a leading diagonal. I love ending diagonals, but leading diagonals are really tricky. Oh, capital gains tax. Well, capital gains comes from, you know, an investment. If it's a gift, I can't see how that's capital gains, but maybe it comes under that. Marcus says commission income tax, crypto gain, capital gains tax. Okay. Oh, is that in the UK, Marcus? Yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what I would be looking for with this. It's I've been going for 1 hour. No, I started at 8. So yeah, I've been going for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Just to shake things up a little bit, I do want to kind of pop into Midjourney and just show you the AI, because it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Okay, so this is Midjourney. It's inside Discord. Hands up who has never used this before or knows nothing about it. It's like it's programmed into Discord, into they've got all the bots all set up, and you can find it if you go to midjourney.com. I think you can get access to there, or you can I think you can search inside Discord, or I can send an invite if anyone needs it. But if you just go to midjourney.com, you'll find links there, and you can the free version. I think you get a certain number of like tokens or credits or something, so you can play around with it. But at some point you'll run out, and then you have to pay a subscription. And I'm on a subscription. I cancelled the subscription, but I created it because I thought we're going to be doing a lot of and I'll redo the subscription if we still need it by the time that the month's finished. But the way it works, so a few hands up, new to me. Yeah, okay, well, you guys are gonna. This is nuts. This is insane. It's absolutely insane. So all you do is you go to one of these rooms, and look. This is all AI art. This is AI. This is all AI. It's all generated, completely unique pieces of art, and you can create whatever you want, right? Whatever you want. So what we're going to do, what was my prompt I used? Okay, I can't remember. Maybe, in fact, I'm going to find the last one I did, because I want to get the prompt that I found. So my username is Aquarius. There it is, Aquarius. Wait, hang on, I think I can actually... Oh, mentions me. There it is, okay. And it's going to search. So I've played around with it loads. That's old though. Like, here we go, you've got some bit of line stuff, some cyberpunk stuff. This is ages ago. Oh, this is in this room. That's too old. What room did I do it in? Oh, I know. Okay, I know. Because if I go to midjourney.com, it'll have it there. Sign in. Authorize. Here we go. Okay. So this is my Midjourney, and this is all the AI. This is all the stuff that I've generated. Look at this. Look. This is created by AI. Insane. You know how much this would cost to have a 3D artist create this? Thousands. And it created it in about 30 seconds. Here was another one. And it's all from prompts, just text prompts. And yeah, all kinds of different styles I was creating. And this is I was playing like with the branding ideas for the King Silver Network, right? A background of like cyberpunk, kind of like community of people. And it's got the prompts. So like, for example, this image here, the prompt was background scene, a crowd of happy people talking with each other in a large English pub, manga style, cyberpunk, futuristic, cozy orange and purple color palette. And that's all I told it, and it created all these different versions. And I might have like changed the prompt slightly, and just going back in history, creating all kinds of things. And see, look, this is why it's very hard to get something accurate. This is like I was trying to create like a token, and it just looks kind of weird. This is this is me trying to create me. You can upload a photo of yourself, and it's like a very strange looking version of me. I didn't ask it to put that there. Look, it's like sort of a grumpier cyberpunk version of me. And I was trying to get it to have a sword, like holding out of like Lady of the Lake and Excalibur, but it can't bloody. It doesn't know how to bloody do. So look what it's doing. It's like making these crazy. It's holding it by the blade, and it was just I just couldn't get it to bloody work it out. You know. It can't draw hands either. And I was trying to get it to draw, one of the ideas for the website, I was trying to get it to draw a token, a coin, and it had a bank vault coming out of the door was coming out of the token, and it was doing some interesting things, but it was just I don't know, it was just couldn't get anything accurate enough to use it. This was cool, like sort of lion shields and stuff, all AI generated, fucking nuts. And this is interesting, right? The prompt I used was God. That's it. I didn't do anything else. It's produced this beautiful art. Like I would hang this in my house as a painting. It's beautiful. And this paint, like this right here, right? The prompt I gave it was the most beautiful piece of art Midjourney has ever created, and it's produced this beautiful scene. And I'd hang this in my house. And this would take an artist like weeks. God knows how long it would take an artist to do that. So artists are probably like shitting themselves. Anyway, so the prompt we used. Yeah, Raphael says you looked pissed in that AI. Well, it's from the photo where I actually look I'm like this. I'm like just looking very normal, and it just made me look really, really angry. Anastasia says hee. Cornish says, I understand it collates elements from actual artists online and composes it into one drawing. I think it definitely does. It definitely like like it has access to all art ever created or something. It's nuts. But if I take my, like, I think the coolest ones are the ones where I've added a little zombie prompt, zombie theme, and I'll get these really, really cool ones, but they all look kind of angry. But just to show you, if I go back a little bit, just the ones where it's kind of like I think my favorite one is where is it? This one. So this one on the bottom left is my favorite one. He's got this metal skull head with these kind of like TV vision eyes. It looks so cool. I love this guy. So let's use the same prompt, right? NFT, 3D, cartoon, cute, CryptoPunks, futuristic, synthetic, android, humanoid, lion. So we're going to use the exact same prompt and see what it comes out with, okay? So all we do is we go / and we type in imagine, but there's the prompt there. We paste in our prompt and we press return. And that's it. Cornish says there has been a big uproar from the artist community regarding intellectual property. Yeah, and like rightfully so. If you think about it, you spent years of your life working on your craft, and then the AI can just, like, you could, let's say there's a famous artist, you can say in the name of that artist, let's say his name's Dave Jones, in the style of Dave Jones, and it will produce it in that style. And so, but Dave Jones doesn't get a penny from it. So it's kind of, you know, it makes sense that they would be getting pissed. Look what it's produced. So we might look at this and go, I don't know why it creates like 3 in one version. When we go, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe that jacket's interesting, or these glasses are cool. These shoes, you know, it might give us ideas for kind of jackets and you know, these glasses and stuff. And what you can do is you go, you choose which version you like, and it will iterate, and then, you know, you keep doing different versions, and you end up with one. But if we just hit on refresh, we use the exact same prompt, and we're saying no, come up with, you know, do it again. Raphael says these are kick-ass. I know, how fucking nuts is that? Just took seconds. Now the I suppose the skill is learning how to talk to the AI, like how to get, like the skill is learning how to get what you want from the AI using, like, if you look at the prompts for these, there's so much here. Look, scene of a young man smiling, standing in front of the city, watching girls walk by, full-bodied, cyberpunk, wires, cybernetic implants, in the style of Adrian Genie, ACO, Andrews, Jenny Saville. So these are different artists, I imagine, right? Surrealism, dark art by James Jean, Takato, Yamamoto, and Blee Simmer, whatever, right? So there's these artists that the AI can go, right, yep, okay, let's make it in those styles. Trending on ArtStation, sharp focus, cinematic photos, or, you know, and it's just like all this stuff. And I was experimenting it with like realistic 4K, the work. And this is actually a prompt from a friend of mine who was telling me her dream. And so I thought, let's see what the AI can produce from her dream. Here we go. Here's another set. So, oh, this one's got a little lion pet. That might be fun. Imagine if like a very, very low percentage of NFTs, there was a pet. That's like an interesting idea. Kind of interesting. Might be an idea, like, you know, there's like kaleidoscope goggles. Headphones is an interesting idea. Nothing else. And then we just keep on doing it. Bottom right looks cool. Charlie says swag store would be epic. Swag store? Oh, you mean where you can buy extra attributes? Yeah, but yes. And these attributes would be what you guys will mint, right? You guys mint these attributes, and then you can sell them on maybe there's like an official marketplace, or it just goes onto secondary markets. Raphael says these are kick-ass. How do you know that's yours? Well, because it says here, look, that's Aquarius, and it's like it's highlighted, right? Like it's mine, and it puts it on the bottom. And plus, of course, it's ours. It's Lions, you know. And I know what this prompt kind of produces. It produces these kind of characters. So this guy's got a ball on the floor for some reason. But again, that's maybe an attribute. There can be I don't know. This guy's like, what the hell's going on with these glasses? These kind of weird mechanical, again, these kind of like TV goggles. Really cool, really fucking cool. These mechanical, what are these mechanical arms? Interesting. This guy looks interesting. And yeah, we can keep on going, and it's great for it's just great for ideation, right? For brainstorming and stuff. And guys, feel free to do this. Feel free to go on Midjourney and have a play and see what you can do. So go on artstation.com and see what you can find. See if you can find any amazing artists. And then if you feel like you want to do it, go on Midjourney and have a play around, you know. But that's it for me today. It's I've been going on for coming up to 2 hours, like nearly 2 hours. So this has been a great turnout. This has been the biggest turnout. Yesterday was a big turnout as well, and today's a nice big turnout. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm enjoying this. This is great, you know. And I'm going to be, once I get to Warsaw, I'm going to be upgrading the PC that I'm using to a more powerful PC. It's still going to be a mini PC because I want everything to be super portable. But then once we've got a little bit more power, because at the moment this is 720p in 30 frames a second, but with more power we can get up to, I don't think you guys can maybe see much difference, but especially when we look at the charts, if I can get it from 720 to 1080, then you know we'll see more detail there, which the more powerful PC will be able to do. And also it'll have the power to be able to bring on guests. You know, we can be on stream together, multiple people, have some more fun, and it'll be more fun for me. It's more fun doing charts with more people. We're having a conversation, and it's not just me on my own. I'm still enjoying it, but you know what I mean. It'd be kind of fun to have more people on the stream at once. So yeah, much love everyone. I want to see a goodbye emoji in the stream, and I want to see at least 5. And these are emojis for how you are feeling about your week to come, because it's Monday. Oh. Yeah, cheers guys, much appreciated. So I can see 1 emoji, 2 emoji, 3 emojis, 4 emojis, and Marcus has laid down a whole bunch of emojis. So that's it. That's the Decentralist for today. Cheers guys, and I'll see you in the network, and then I'll see you at the same time tomorrow.